Hello, good evening, and a warm welcome to this live podcast of Forever Blues. My name's Neil Moxley. My co-host is Colin Tatton. It's brought to you in association with Davison's Law. And quite frankly, what a day. The day we've waited a long time for was finally upon us this afternoon with the unveiling of the stadium design. And wow, I mean, my first comment standing about 15 feet away from the actual pictures it was breathtaking, and it's generated so much traffic, so much conversation already. I'm just going to hand it over to Colin for his reaction to what was obviously a fantastic day for every Bluenose out there.
Yeah, I think it was quite breathtaking, wasn't it? Nobody knew what the design was going to be. There were sort of focus groups that managed to keep it quiet. Fair play to them. I think they all had to sign NDAs. And I think it was one of those moments that really made you gasp a little bit, because it was bold. It was quite a brash design, and I think I think it is possibly dividing a bit of opinion. Obviously, it's the chimneys.
Yeah.
What's it going to look like with the chimney on it and all that? But I think we were fortunate to be there and get a bit more of a feel of the modelling and speaking to a few people. But I think once it's completed and built, I think it is going to be something else. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, we on the previous podcast we sort of spoke, and you asked me and I asked you what we wanted to see, and I think it was our consensus that we wanted something that would be unique and instantly recognisable as being belonging to Birmingham City. I mean, let's face it, it certainly fulfills that brief, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Stephen Knight made the point that as part of the design brief was it needs to represent and show a bit about Birmingham, the city, its heritage, obviously the chimneys, the industrial birthplace of the industrial revolution, manufacturing, etc. So that was where that came from, and also the site where the new stadium is going to be is on the old Birmingham Brickworks.
Yeah.
So again, it's a nod to the past. It's a nod to the history of the city. And Stephen Knight also said that I think was it Stephen Knight or Tom Wagner? I can't remember which. Was saying, well, we're not ignoring the past. We're celebrating it. We're proud of it. So they wanted something to show the heritage of the city, but also with a modern slant, which it will be with everything they've got planned. I think Tom Wagner said actually there won't be any bigger LED screens anywhere else in Europe.
Yeah.
There will be at the Powerhouse, as it is now called.
I love that. I mean, Powerhouse, they sort of explained it, didn't they? It's built on on the birthplace of a site that produced energy. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it all ties in quite nicely. First off, guys, obviously, this is a two-way street. We've got comments flooding in already from you, which is great. So just keep them coming, because we're going to, here for a while to chew the fat on obviously what was quite a momentous day. I mean, I think the detail in what they've produced, Cole, like you've just said. I mean, the steepness of the stands was another example of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for me when you saw the images of inside the bowl, as it were, you see a lot of stadiums like Wembley, say, that there's very spacious, there's very round, and that sounds daft. But in terms of Blues, it seemed very enclosed, very high.
Yeah.
And I think that is deliberate. The two ends, the walls at either end of home fans, the away fans are going to be stuck in a corner, a la Newcastle United.
Yeah.
And it's to keep the noise and the intensity of the crowd in. And also, when there are pop and rock concerts there, the acoustics, again, the design of the stadium will suit the acoustics for stadium bands. There's a lot of thought that's gone into this, and I think we mentioned before that there are acoustic panels going to be in that are going to keep the noise in from the home fans, and acoustic dampeners in the roof that above the away fans, which will quell their noise a little bit. So there's a lot of thought gone into this. I think it's a stadium that will grow on people, and the biggest thing is it will be iconic and it will be known as Birmingham City FC Stadium, and Birmingham Stadium.
Yeah,
That's the whole idea behind it. I think, was don't make it your sort of archetypal spaceship stadium. The identity, make it different, make it iconic, make it bold and brash. And I think that's what they've done, and people are talking about it.
yeah. I mean,
not just here. Sorry,
yeah,
in the West Midlands and Birmingham, but the wider sporting public, etc., are actually chattering about it.
yeah. I mean, it was said in an aside to me this afternoon that Tom Wagner quite likes ruffling feathers. Well, he's ruffled a few here, hasn't he, with this design? Because, as you said, I think there were 3 designs, weren't there, given to the focus groups, and this was the one I think the club wanted. We weren't given any sort of real feel for the split of the votes, and we didn't see the other 2 designs. And why would you? I mean, it's been it's a decision that's been taken now and taken by the club. And to be honest with you, I love the fact that they've also got a little logo with the Powerhouse, sort of like just the sort of silhouette of the. So they've even thought about the branding for it already, which I think is a fantastic sort of little add onto to the project. I mean, we're going to read a couple of these. I don't want to dampen the mood, but I haven't written this. But bless Paul Kelly. Yes, we've seen it. Actual stadium is fantastic, but those chimneys, really? Maybe one as a tribute to the industrial past, but with all of them, it looks like a waste recycling plant. Thanks for that. It's a no from Paul. It doesn't actually say BCFC or KR on this thing. We might have to weed a couple out there.
Yeah. Any Pink Floyd fans on here? Battersea Power Station. That's another one. There was 12 chimneys, I think, in total, was it? And it's fascinating. There's going to be Birmingham's highest bar at the top of one of those chimneys.
Yeah.
Lifts. There's all sorts, and they got a little bit technical in explaining what was happening with the ventilation as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
But it's going to be sustainable, and the chimneys serve a role, not just as something visual that people can always see and identify. And apparently, you will be able to see it. It will change the city skyline, and you will be able to see it down in the old Cotswolds or wherever it was, 30, 40 miles away.
Yeah.
So I think it will not dwarf the Birmingham City skyline, but it
will dominate.
It's going to dominate it. That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were having a chat, weren't we, towards the end with one of the blues people, and they were saying that one of the tricks they were trying to pull. I don't know how they're going to do this, but they were talking about. Were they selling us a line about retractable bricks? And basically saying that they could change the logos.
Colour,
the colouring of it, depending on which, if there was a band there, like a Take That,
so
it's the TT.
So it's like non-Birmingham City brand.
Yeah, so it's non-Birmingham City. Yeah. So if you're a Take That fan and you're coming to a Take That concert, you might be support another club. You're not going to be immediately surrounded by Birmingham City branding. Obviously, on match days, you're going to see nothing else but that. And I would imagine on non-match days where they haven't got anything going on, you're gonna see that as well. But I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah, another thing that interested me as well in the design brief that the competing firms were given. Elliot Postma, who spoke to the media at a press conference after the unveiling, he's with Heatherwick Studio, the designers. He said that it was unusual to get a design brief with the word intimidate in it. Stephen Knight said the same. So they were told this design, it's not going to be nicey. We want something that will intimidate.
Yeah.
And Tom Wagner picked up on it. When the opposition come, they won't like being there because of the noise, the fact this is Birmingham City FC Stadium. Obviously, it's going to be state of the art, all mod cons, etc. But it's that noise level, that noise factor. They want a rabid atmosphere like the old girl St Andrews, of old.
Yeah.
So that again, a lot of thought has gone into it, and as you mentioned there, the steepness of the actual seating and the two walls at either end are going to be pretty scary if you're afraid of heights, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just looking down some of these comments because they're absolutely flooding in. Gary Bagnall, bless him, unique and iconic. Can't wait to get in there. The next one, at Southern Fried Chicken. I don't know who you support, but is Mox sitting on a potato? I don't know, but I don't know. Anyway,
Camera.
Oh, right, okay. It's focused now. Never mind. Sean, what's that say? Sean Vaness.
Sean Vaness. Yeah.
Sean Vaness, bless him. Sorry. I love it even more now to the fact every Villa fan hates it. Again, and he's followed that up with FAA. Fair enough. Can't really say that. Does another one for is it OU 446? I need to put my glasses on, but that ages me, so that's not happening. Does the stadium design safeguard the future of the Tampere gents? The fans need to know. We didn't get down to the actual music, did we? What they were going to walk out to and all that.
That's the reference to the chimney on it.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the interesting. Clear. I'm miles behind the curveball with that one.
Yeah, down with the kids, Mox you. Yeah.
And the Jonty 27. What a day! What a design! Loved the chimneys, an echo of the past, but the height of modern design inside, and the removal pitches, multi-use venue, but primarily our new home. I think I endorse all of those statements.
You as well asked the question of afterwards, just to let people know after what everyone would have seen on the stream. Tom Wagner, Elliot Pottsman, and Steve Knight gave a press conference for the great and good Majesty, His Majesty the King's media, and I think you asked the question about the actual cost of the stadium itself, because we don't know, because we've always been told that the sports quarter and stadium is going to cost between £2.5 billion to £3 billion, but we finally nailed the cost of this venue alone, which is
£1.2 billion. So it's absolutely going to be breathtaking when it's opened. It's going to be everything we could have dreamed of, really, to be perfectly frank. In terms of you've got to applaud Tom Wagner. I mean, was I sceptical when he came in? Yeah, I was. Yeah, because I wanted to see, what I'm like. I need to see actions, not just words. And boy, he's absolutely nailed this as far as I'm concerned. They've gone over and above the 60,000 needed to host NFL games. They'll be trying to get those. They'll be trying to get internationals. They'll be trying to get concerts. They're going to try and go for everything that can showcase Birmingham, the city, in the best possible light. And really, really interesting comments afterwards regarding the potential commercial spin-offs that we think, or the club thinks will possibly take it in terms of revenue generation amongst the top 6 in the country. Which, I mean, if that were to be the case, really underlines what a historic afternoon this was for us, Col.
Yeah, and I think we saw Jeremy Dale afterwards, didn't we? And they were they'd already been having calls from potential backers, stakeholders, sponsors, whatever you want to call them. We're in.
Yeah.
Already. It's because I think people wanted to see something. It's all right talking about a stadium or whatever, but now people have seen these designs and it's going ahead.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Yeah.
There's government backing, obviously, for the transport infrastructure, and I think Tom Wagner sort of made a reference to Adderley Park Station again being upgraded and having the capacity to cope. But the interesting thing as well, that it's going to be the stadium and the sports quarter, an all year round destination. It's going to be in use 365 days a year, which was important to them, wasn't it? It's like a community hub, the whole 135, 150 acre site, which will be with the Powerhouse as the centrepiece. It's going to be always in use, isn't it? It's going to be. I think Blues are looking to make it as an experience, a destination for people to go to, not necessarily just for a football match.
Yeah, we'll just go back quickly to some of these comments coming in. Blimey, Southern Fried Chicken's on an absolute. He's on. Just to continue the chimney theme, because I can. He's on fire. Will the chimneys release smoke so that we know when a new manager is appointed?
That's a brilliant idea.
You could put blue smoke instead of white one, because obviously
that's a brilliant idea.
Upstairs might get a bit annoyed with that, but
you get Sky Sports cutting across live to the Powerhouse.
Yeah, that's right. And we've just seen the first few strands of blue smoke coming out of the main chimney.
Oh no, it's a false alarm. Seagull's just flown in there, I'm afraid. No, so yeah.
I like
that's a great shout. Actually,
what a great line. let's have a look. My first, this is from Q446. My first thought is that he looks like a Disneyland, Disneyfied take on the city's industrial past. Not so much a nod to the past, more a headbutt. But overall, I do like it. It's certainly iconic. Interior looks great. Southern fried chicken, Southern fried chicken, sorry, it is. Jokes aside, I love it. Unique and not a soulless spaceship design.
Yeah, I'll just pick up on that. That's an interesting comment. Again, Elliot Postma from Heatherwick Studio, the designers. That's something that they said. He said, like, you know, it can be just like you see all these modern stadiums just plonked in from like nowhere, just typical spaceship designs. It's different.
Yeah.
It's bolder. It is very unique. And I think, again, that was part of the design brief. And we're talking about people who talk about it. They might have negative opinions, might be positive about it or not sure. But people are talking about it. It's not another, I don't know, just randomly, Stadium of Lights, great stadium, but it's just a bit boring.
Yeah, it is a bit
So
dull.
you build a new stadium like that, it could be anything.
Yeah.
This is something else. I keep saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not having a go at any of these stadiums by any stretch of the imagination.
Go on,
it's just a fact. You know, Middlesbrough, Pride Park, King Power, are all pretty much of a muchness, to be perfectly honest. And I do think there's value in having people saying, "Oh, it looks like a monstrosity," but I'll tell you what, they'll get off the backsides and go and see it. And that's what Tom Wagner wants, doesn't he? He wants a destination venue for people to come and see. I mean, the city of Birmingham, if he pulls this off, by the way, and I'm sure he will, the city of Birmingham owes him a massive debt of gratitude, because he's had the vision to actually to see beyond, to know what could be created, and actually go out there and actually grasp that opportunity, Carl.
Well, one of the funny things for me in the reveal video, you had various people on it, and up popped Arthur Shelby.
Yeah.
I think I joked about this, and I bet he'll be on it, and he'll go, you know.
Yeah, got the profanity in,
and certainly he did, which is actually quite a funny moment. And then Jude Bellingham,
yeah,
gives it the wow. And you asked about Jude, didn't you, afterwards to Tom Wagner? Let people know how that conversation went.
Yeah, I basically said, you know, I saw they used Jude in the promotional video to accompany the unveiling, and thought to myself, got to ask really whether or not, you know, that there might be a happy homecoming at some stage in the future. You know, if Birmingham City is going to be, you know, is going to elbow its way into the top reaches, as we all hope it will do, of the Premier League, and become a force in English football, whether or not in 5 years' time there might be a happy homecoming for, you know, the prodigal son. And Tom Wagner said basically what a story that would be. So, you know, didn't rule it out. Obviously, didn't say, you know, you come and see me, but he basically, you know, he sort of said it would be fantastic, wouldn't it, if we could open it, you know, with Jude coming back into the stadium. And to be honest, Carl, he'll be 27, 28. He'll have made his money by
He said, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tom Wagner said to you straight away. He said he thinks Jude is the greatest player on the planet at the moment.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't think he's reached his full potential yet on the pitch or off the pitch. And he was saying in terms of a community leader, an ambassador, you know, Birmingham's own. And like you said, he said what a great story it would be. We bring him back. Like you said, it wasn't as if it was, you know, it's a pipe dream. It's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It seems with what could be, you know, coming down the pipeline, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And they'll try to do that, because when the stadium's built, when Blues, all being well in the Premier League and all being well established themselves, I cannot see anything other than this stadium with the training ground next door, state of the art again, being a place and a venue where players will want to come.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think you know, players want to feel part of something that's growing. They obviously don't want to go to clubs that they think have got a chance of winning things. But you know, it's much better for them to feel, if they feel wanted and the club's growing and it's going places. Well, wouldn't you want to be a part of it? You know, it's a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic station plan. Right, we're going to go back and have a look at a few more comments here. It would be Sausage Fingers 1272 says it would be okay in the potteries with all these chimneys. Disappointed. Okay. Steve Russell, 5875 said, "What's planned for inside is brilliant. Just imagine keep right on, sung by a full house. Like the Chimneys, just feel there are too many." I can't disagree with that. I did think there was 8 would have been a brilliant number, but 8 and Trevor and
Chimney over the top.
yeah. Where are we? Moxie's a Bluenose. I don't think it's been in doubt for a while. David B 5173. People who moan about the Chimneys are proper miseries. The whole point is that it's supposed to be unique and bold. I suppose these people would have loved a copy and paste Bowl Stadium. Well, we haven't got one, have we? So how can I say? Engelman Bluenose 7356. How does Tom Wagner accept this for the Birmingham culture? Power of production and history. The Maddies of godsend. Keep right on. Mikey Brum, it's certainly different. The Fred Dibner Stadium.
I was waiting for that for people of a certain age.
Yeah. Fred Dibner was a steeplejack, wasn't he? Yeah.
Might bring chimney sweeps back into fashion. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Blue Steve 1875. Are the chimney bricks going to be reclaimed? I think they are, aren't they?
There was made point of that, didn't they?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Good point, Steve.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of renewable and reusable material, including the brickwork. They'd made a point of saying that.
Yeah, I think didn't somebody also mention the fact that there was some actually transported from St Andrews to the new site as well.
Yeah, I think that those are part of the fan bricks as well, and the memorials and things. But definitely, there is an ambition to make it the most environmentally sustainable stadium that there is.
Yeah,
and that again was another brief in the design.
Which seems obviously at odds with the Chimneys.
It does actually. That's puffing out black smoke, the Industrial Revolution, and everybody, getting TB.
Yeah, but it was a girl from the business paper. I think she asked the question about sustainability, didn't she? And it came back from Elliot Posma from the designers. Excuse me. Yes, that was going to happen. So yeah, that's fantastic.
Going back to one of the comments there, Mox, that about someone praising Tom Wagner, he was asked as well in the press conference. How does he see himself as a saviour of the city? Not necessarily Birmingham City Football Club, but what he's doing for the East Birmingham and the wider region by this development, and how does that crown sit with him? And he was quite. He was basically. He just said, "No, I'm just. There's 100 people behind me doing this. I'm just one of them." And he was sort of saying, I'm a cheerleader, one of many cheerleaders for this city. He doesn't see himself as Mr. Birmingham, the guy who saved, the city. It's a basket case at the moment. They can't get the rubbish black bins off the streets. Yeah. The council,
I bet Tom could.
Problems.
I bet Tom could.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd have a go. He just said, I'm a spokesman and a cheerleader. I'm nothing special, but he's had a vision. He's had the balls to look at Birmingham as a city, its situation, the people, everything about it, and realise, there's a business aspect to it. Let's face it. Look at his background, but he's had the balls and the vision to do something, to drag us screaming into the future, and to be at the forefront of what's to come in terms of on the football field, all being well, sporting excellence, and also cultural improvements and the conditions, education, living conditions, everything about in and around that area of Birmingham, to elevate it. Yeah, which is great. That it's a bit of philanthropy there.
Yeah, and just to go back on your conversation that we've had 6 months ago, I think, Carl, and you sort of like we were talking about this and when it was going to happen and all the rest of it, and you said to me, what you don't realise, Mox, is that there is an army of consultants working on this, and I didn't at the time.
80 people. 80 different consultants at various.
I didn't really appreciate how deep and how seriously they were taking this in terms of the planning that needs to go into. I mean, they said, didn't they? There's a 500-page document that with basically every spit, fart, and cough that could be that they know everything that's going to be included in it. And I have to say, I think the designers have done a fab job. I really do. I mean, I know this is a bit of a fatuous sort of comparison, but they've actually redeveloped Battersea Powered Station into a retail hub, and we'll come on to what Stephen Knight said about retail hubs in a bit. But um, it's a really wonderful space. I mean, they've made fantastic use of it, and to be honest with you, if it looks, you might think it looks ugly or whatever from the outside, but given what they've actually done with it internally, it's a wonderful destination for people to go and actually to visit. I mean,
Are you on the payroll or something?
no, well, I'm just quite enthused about it. The more I think about
You just see chimneys, don't you?
yeah, but,
And you're comparing the two.
yeah, but I'm just there for this because I wanted something iconic, and it is iconic. Do you know what I mean? So I'm there for this. Mrs. Moxley's having a bar of it, by the way. But
Back on sustainability, they mentioned also the solar panels on the roof. I just got a note of it. Yeah.
just that one.
Yeah. Here we go. The entire roof, solar panels, creating enough energy to power 100 events a year.
Oh, right.
So again, chimney, black smoke, solar panels, and I think also just remember the roof retracts, etc. 20 minutes it will take.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I didn't even say that. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, let's go back to a few more. Let's go to a few more comments. Non-stop 1967. Photos don't do it justice. When it's built, it will look fantastic. J-Tin the UK 297. Any steer on timelines and when we're realistically going to play our first game there?
Come on, you're the man on that. You've been on at them to let you know and say.
Yeah, I have. I mean, they said 5 years, didn't they, from now? So
I think it was 2 years planning, 3 years construction, roughly 5 years.
Yeah.
Tom Wagner is very vehement on that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been bullish on it, hasn't he?
2030, he keeps saying.
Yeah. So well, yeah. I mean, you've had a little bit of a chat with people this afternoon regarding the planning.
No. That's my own info.
Is that your own?
That's my own private sort of sources within Birmingham City Council. So
right then.
We won't go there just yet. Yeah. But let's suffice to say, I think Birmingham City Football Club, Tom Wagner, will be doing everything they can to assist the planning department at the council. And Nick Smith was asked this at the last open house, actually, how receptive and how competent are the council? And he said, no, trust me, very.
Right.
Very impressed with them. And also, they are obviously aware of the magnitude of the application that's going to be going in and what the whole wider sports quarter stadium means to the region.
Right, you're going to beat me up for asking that question.
No, it's live anyway, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can do it off camera, but I wouldn't do it live.
Yeah, if I've got a big shiner next week. Mark Cart 992. The guys moaning about the chimneys have grey carpet at home, grey vinyl, new grey windows, and probably drive a Tesla and an iPhone.
I don't.
What can you say? And then somebody wants me to sing an anti-Aston Villa song. Probably best not to, given my circumstances at the moment. At the event, was there any mention of estimates of when spades will likely go into the ground? So you've just said, haven't you, 2 years through the planning? So that's what?
Good question, which probably need to find out. Actually, don't know is the honest answer when they'll actually stick the first spade, stick the first shovel in or whatever. But ultimately, that the timescale is the 2030.
Do you know what? I actually think they'll deliver the stadium on time. I've got more issues about the actual infrastructure, properly.
Yeah, you've always been concerned about that.
I have, yeah.
Because then you go back to sorry to interrupt. You go back to the consultants that Knighthead have employed, for want of a better phrase, the top political lobbyists in London to do a lot of their PR and press in the flesh for them. So they're on top of that in terms from a government perspective.
Yeah.
And as Tom Wagner alluded to, Adderley Park Station is going to be completely revamped as well.
Yeah. I think they mentioned 8 carriage trains, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the phrase issues, wasn't it?
That's right.
It's very, drawing comparisons with some of the newer stadiums. For people who haven't been there, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, White Hart Lane Station used to be extremely small. and there was queues all the way down the road trying to get on it. And there was only 36,000 in White Hart Lane. And what they did was, as part of the deal, they extended White Hart Lane station. It's quite a glass and shiny chrome sort of frontage now, and the number of carriages are about 13 going back into Liverpool Street and Stratford. So there's, I envisage something similar happening with Park, with them just basically whizzing, hundreds and thousands of people back into the city centre quite quickly. Mind you, having said that, we to go, it's a bit like Tottenham Station. There's a microbrewery inside there. They've got screens everywhere. You're encouraged to stay, I can see that happening.
There'll be so much in and around the stadium and at the stadium itself, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
So you're not going to scarper at the final whistle, are you?
Yeah, well, I would have thought so. Not if we've won and there's beer in the offing. Back in the day, there was a nightclub in Birmingham called the Powerhouse, as the John T. 20 said. There was, wasn't there?
There was, actually, yeah. Was it in Millionaires?
Was it Five Ways or Broad Street or somewhere like that?
There was the Power. Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Tom Wagner's been there or Stephen Knight, though. I'm not sure.
No. Even Violers will love the chimney design eventually. That's from England Bluenose, who follows you by saying it's the industrial base of Brum. This is Danksy Sid. CD. Well, sorry. I'm thinking sky bars on the tops of them stacks. There is going to be a
bar in one of the chimneys.
One of the chimneys, yeah.
Yeah. So
probably with a view of the skyscape of Birmingham, because they did want to incorporate that, didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted this stadium to dominate the sort of city skyline, and if on the flip side, if you were at the stadium, the top of one of them chimneys in the bar, you will be looking over the city as well. So it's but apparently So fill your boots. There's going to be a sky bar. What do you call it? Chimney bar? I don't know. What's the top of a chimney called? Don't say the top.
Stack? No. You could call it the stack.
There you go. You could call it the stack.
Chimney stack. Yeah, anyway.
The bar could be called the stack bar.
QUE446. Was there any mention of how people can express an interest in jobs and careers, gents? It's sure to generate lots of jobs for the region in construction, engineering, hospitality, etc.
I think I would go on the Sports Quarter website, because there is a section there about employment opportunities.
Right.
And I think it was Tom Wagner mentioned 16,000 jobs in the creation part of the stadium and Sports Quarter, and then probably about 8,000 permanent afterwards.
Yeah.
I think, but so there definitely will be job opportunities, and that was again, hopefully, people, Birmingham people in the local community, they will be looked upon to help fill a lot of those roles.
Yeah, well, it's been signposted as being, sort of like 3 years' work. So if you get yourself a trade, you've got a great little start, haven't you? To be honest, if you're young and you can get yourself through college and all the rest of it, so that'd be fabulous.
Thank you. Career advisor, like that.
Yeah,
good. No,
yeah, well, it's all part of the service, mate. Was there a slight hint from Jude about coming back if we were in the Champions League? It couldn't, could it? Well, love that, Luke. Let's not. We've sort of talked about that, but we are running a little before we can run a little bit there, aren't we? Robin Deakins 7798. It's fantastic for the city of Birmingham and its people. Yes, I'm super excited for the Blues and the future. Loving it. Keep right on. Do you know when I'll be making a detailed video on everything the new stadium will have to offer? That's from Southern Fried Chicken again.
I don't know, but I'd imagine they will be releasing things as and when in terms of that.
One thing I wanted to pick up on with you, Carl, was something Stephen Knight said was about the fact that he doesn't think just pass on from just come on from the last chat that we just had in terms of what will actually be at the venue, and I'm looking at it and thinking shops, bars, and all the rest of it. Stephen Knight said something a bit different, didn't he, when he was asked about it? He said that it was there was a move away from retail, and it was about experiences. So what do you think that points to you? Do you think he's like the arcades and all sorts of,
just entertainment, shopping, retail. He said people don't go into city centres now just to shop, do they?
No.
People need an experience. They need to be entertained, and he was saying the stadium will offer a lot of that, and also the sports quarter as well itself. We had a bit of a technical hitch there. I don't know if we lost a bit of.
I haven't paid the bill, have I? The Powerhouse, the Moxley Powerhouse, it isn't.
You need to get some chimneys on your house.
Mark Wickstone 5943. Powerhouse at top of First Street used to be the Locarno.
Locarno, wow.
Sorry, Mark. Does that you, or are you some aficionado of the Brum nightlife scene? Engelman Bluenose 7356. It will take as long as it takes. Don't care. Promotion is the timeline I'm interested in. Okay, good luck. Raw's Insanity 773 to Colin. As you have a youngster going through the academy at the moment, how exciting is it for you and Frank?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a young player, I mean, although he's not that young anymore, if you're joining Blues Academy, say as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, in 5 years' time, you'll be training at the best training ground in Europe, and next door to a stadium which is going to be one of the leading ones in the world. How can you not be excited and enthused?
Yeah. Actually, sorry to cut across you,
sure.
Cole, but Tom Wagner did make a point of saying, didn't he, that he wanted it to be an opportunity. He said, why have we stuck training position? Why have pitches next door to the stadium? Why have we put the academy next door to the stadium? And his initial answer was, because we can. That was the first part of it. And then he went on to sort of expand on that and said, we wanted people to be able to walk or cycle or, get local transport to the venue and make it easy for them, because there's a lot of people, who would find it difficult to get to the current training grounds because they are, on the outskirts. I mean, Ross Hills isn't it?
Yeah, I just got the notes here and I made of that. You're absolutely right. He said, because a lot of modern training grounds now are in the countryside, they're not that accessible. Also, you're looking at a lot of inner city kids who may be disadvantaged. They maybe can't get to these training grounds.
Yeah.
So if you've got a city centre site where you've got excellent transport links and you've got this training base there, that's a 100%. That's another issue why, like you said, part of the sports quarter whole complex will be having their academy on site. Accessibility really, and it does make sense and increases opportunity, hopefully, for more people from the inner city environs of Birmingham itself.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite a timely one. Going back to the comments, and thanks, keep them coming, guys. We'll read them out as many as we get, and we'll try and stay on if my voice manages to. I might have to have a swig of beer. It's that bad. At ML Brumsky, what would really make the stadium dramatic is long beams of light pouring out of the chimneys and shooting high into the night sky. Could potentially be seen for 100 miles or so. Oh wow, yeah,
Interesting.
Be like what do you call it? Those when they used to try and find planes in World War II, the searchlights. Yeah, be like those.
That'd be interesting. On the scale model they had smoke every now and again coming out of the chimneys, didn't they? A bit of atmospheric, and their little sort of models that they did in this sort of side room at Digbeth Lock Studios. So not sure if they'll be firing laser beams out. It might end up firing people out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Air traffic control might.
I still like the smoke coming out of the chimneys to signify the man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's just great. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
At some stage, that needs to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah. Blue Steve 1875. How will the naming of the Birmingham Powerhouse be impacted by the inevitable attached sponsor? Well, he's going to make no apologies for it, is he? Thanks for that, Steve, because that question was addressed by Tom Wagner, wasn't it?
Straight away, didn't he? It will be named. There will be naming rights, and I think he's said that all along as well.
Yeah.
So obviously it's known as the Powerhouse. So will it be the Delta Airlines, Powerhouse.
Yeah.
You know, Fred Smith Butchers, Powerhouse.
It must be some butchers, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, there will be naming rights. No bones about it. And also, if Blues want to be a beacon of excellence on the world stage, the sporting stage, so don't mean to be facetious, then they will want firms to come on with them to attach themselves to them.
I mean, you know, the Emirates and the Etihad have got 2 long-term deals. I mean,
we don't really know them as anything else.
No, we don't. I just wonder whether
Grove. That's where Arsenal's is it? But
yeah, but you don't know it as that, do you? I just wonder whether or not, you know, we could see a mega deal done in terms of, and that would help you the PSR requirements, wouldn't it? It's a £200 million deal with, you know, I don't know, betting company or Delta Airlines or wherever it was. But whether or not they do that for 10, 15, 20 years or whatever.
That would be yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's called the Birmingham Delta Airlines Powerhouse forever and a day type of thing, and it's known as nothing else but that. You know, there's got to be a value in that, hasn't there, for it commercially.
One issue that again came up in the press conference was, okay, yeah, it's great having a 62,000 seat stadium, etc., but can you fill it? Now, obviously, we've seen that from supporters of other clubs have been saying the same, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's interesting, Tom Wagner's response to that.
Yeah, I mean, he basically said, look, you know, we have had a bit of success when we're in the 3rd division in terms of getting to Wembley. 50,000 people bought tickets to go to Wembley. And when we sold the last ticket, there were 26,000 people still wanting to buy them. And on average, people were buying 2.2. I don't know they know this, but 2.2 tickets each to go, which sort of suggests that I'll be honest, Carl. I've always thought there was a wonderful latent support for this football club that's never been truly tapped into, and now I think we'll see. We'll see whether or not that's true. You know, southeast, southwest Birmingham, which is pretty much where the heartland of our support is these days. You know, I would imagine it'll be a real acid test to see exactly how far the Birmingham City brand will go. But on top of it, we'll be attracting. I think part of this is that we'll be attracting a new generation of supporter. There will be people who grow up next door to whatever the Powerhouse, and will be naturally drawn to it, like people who were born over the flats over the back of the main stand back in the day. So I think we will see a huge new swathe of supporters, and we have missed out on them, haven't we, in the past? In terms of trying to drag people into the club for a variety of different reasons.
And there'll be a pride for people to wear the Birmingham City shirt, knowing, look, that's our home there, over there.
Yeah.
Over there, where? Oh yeah. It could be a game changer in that respect. Tom Wagner, just to go back on that, when he was asked whether you're getting 25,000 now, how are you going to feel 62,000? His direct quote was, "We are building for the future, not the past. Where we're going, it's not where we've been."
No.
So they're excited and bullish about, like you mentioned there, attracting new investment, new supporters, and being such a exciting, vibrant, and Stephen Knight said this as well, fun.
Yeah.
He talked about fun, about he wanted this stadium to be about fun, representative of the people, the city, this club, but it needs to be about fun and entertainment.
Yeah.
So they don't have any qualms about the fact that, there's 5,000 here for, Tuesday night's visit of
X.
Yeah. I don't know, Sevilla in the Champions League. Do we say that now, or do we go back to the virtual trophy?
Yeah, I don't want people saying you're that guy. You know what I mean?
Getting carried away.
Yeah. Engleman Bluenose again. He's just dipped off. Engleman Bluenose. As Tom Wagner knows, the design reflects Birmingham history and the power of productive experience. Oh no, I couldn't. I love this one from Gary. Can they project the Blues badge, ball and globe from one of the chimneys like the bat signal?
I was going to say, it's just like Gotham City. Where are people? I mean, the biggest debate used to be why don't they stick a badge on the back of the railway stand? Now it's like firing lasers into the sky and projecting a
The ball and
backmatch.
globe.
Oh my,
We did
love
actually
it.
ask
I
about
love it.
we did actually ask about the ball and globe, didn't we?
I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, and the reply came back is we've got no plans to change that, which is probably a good thing. And they basically said because half of our supporters got it tattooed on them, so we're not upsetting.
Yeah, so the club crest isn't changing anytime soon. There's not going to be a few chimneys on it either.
Yeah, so you'll be all right with that one. Martin Young, the training facility and amazing stadium will also help attract the best young talent. Fair point, well said, Martin. Absolutely. Robbie Michaels 2347. The naming rights will bring a breathtaking amount of revenue to the Blues. Absolutely right on that one as well. We think. Martin Wheatstone 5943. Halftime entertainment could be someone trying to kick a ball down a chimney. A kind of upmarket shed thing. I'll tell you what, there are some funny. There are some very amusing people out there, aren't there?
Yeah, man. It's the chimney's got everyone going, hasn't it?
Sean Vaness, bless him. If Fred Dibner was alive today, he would be the happiest man in Britain. The Dibner Delta Powerhouse.
Oh, blimey.
Have you been on this sort of stuff or not?
Go on the beauty gin.
The beauty spirits. Yeah, I think so. Dean Ravenhill, bless him. Stop crying, Vile fans. You're getting Whitton train station painted. Keep right on. Can't say the last bit. So yeah, I mean, look, it's. I think it's been overwhelmingly positive, hasn't it, Cole? Do you think? Or
I mean,
has it been? Has it been? We've had one or two sort of slight.
Yeah, it's created reaction, which was, I think, what Blues wanted, and they believe it's going to be something iconic. It's different, and it is going to be. I think it's like looking at the new kit when you see the design. I'm not sure about that. When you see the players wearing it, I actually like that. I think it'll be the same with this. I think it will grow on people. Will get used to it, and once that first full house event happens, etc., I think it will have a wow factor.
Yeah.
You just sense it from all the minutiae that they've done and gone into the detail and everything.
Yeah.
It's it's going to be the best stadium in the National League North, isn't it?
Yeah. They've only got that to sort out now.
That's the old Blues fan talking there. They're like, oh, woe is me, typical Blues. Do you know what wasn't mentioned today? Really, it wasn't spoken about by a lot of people. Was actually where we play now, St Andrews.
Yes.
It was almost an afterthought. It's like, here's the new boss. Say hello to the old boss, or whatever the phrase is.
Yeah.
St Andrews and the future of what happens to Blues' current home wasn't really mentioned. It was almost like we're moving on.
Yeah. I would have liked. I don't know. Traditionalists in me would have wanted it to have seen it kept, but I can't help but think they won't, because there's a need for. There's an urgent need still for housing. So I fully foresee that the site will be used for housing, because
like they did at Highbury.
Yeah, like they did at Highbury. Yeah, and you just think to yourself that the women's team would have been a viable option, but they've got pitches, haven't they, set aside for the women.
There'll be a stadium built at the sports quarter.
Yeah. So I just think top and bottom of it is that we'll end up. It's a shame, but I'm sure there'll be some sort of really long run up at the last season of St Andrews, which will obviously be filled with a lot of memories for the pair of us and a lot of Blues fans, I'm sure. Really, to be honest.
Well, and just one of the things I wanted talking about the viability of it, and somebody asked, is this going to be a detriment? It's going to be a noose around the millstone around the club's neck in terms of the finances and what have you. And it was I think you picked up on what I was going to say. Tom Wagner said. I'll just pick through my notes here. Just bear with me.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a nutshell, he sort of said, it was again somebody picked up on the, how is this being financed? And Tom Wagner sort of quite bullishly said, look, don't worry about it. we've worked all this out. We've got all the equity plays in place, and effectively the killer line was, we're actually doing something that's 3 times as big as this.
So Knighthead are doing a project that is 3 times bigger than obviously the sports court and new stadium. So that's they can manage stuff. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been there's a gasworks or something in the States. I'm not sure, but yeah. So it was. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was.
And the revenue that it will generate down the line, 365 year from all sorts of events and the entertainment. But it could be quite staggering as well. I think he gave a figure. Didn't
he did give us a figure of about £750 million a year. I think they used the phrase GVA, which I think might be, that might be the total take, and the profit margin might be a bit less than that. I don't know, because I don't understand what GVA means. I didn't actually see any.
Crazy, the numbers are crazy, though, the projections. But
it does give you a flavour of exactly why they've done it. I mean, we get it. I get it. I mean, my sort of like, I was always looked at this, and where's he going to get his money back here? But it's become clear now. It's become clear with this. I didn't appreciate the enormity and the scale of the vision. And that's sort of massively, answered any questions or queries or any issues I had with it going forward. ML Brumsky, if the product is good, then people will come. Luke G2354 should do more live shows. Love the pod, KRO. Thank you for those kind words, Luke. God bless you. And the great Pierce, he says, when his work starting on the tram infrastructure, and that's my one, because that line from city centre to Deepbustang, blooming forever, in it. I mean, and it's gobbling up cash like there's nobody's business. I don't want to be able to get to a stadium that's not got any seats into it, and if they can't build a blooming tram line there, they need to get all the ducks in a row on that one, don't they? So yeah, I mean, I think I've got 5 minutes left, Cole. So we'll just have one more. Engelman Bluenose. The more I think about the significance of the Birmingham culture and history, the more I love the stadium design. I think that's a fair point. You've just said, haven't you? That it will grow on people, and I think it really will. I think when people wake up tomorrow morning and look at it, do you know what? I like this. This could work. This.
Steve Knight again said he was going on about we want it to be unapologetically fun. Everything about it, a nod to the history. This is what Birmingham was, and then he said we want people to go, wow, look at that. This is our city. That's what our city is. This is our stadium.
Yeah,
our stadium. So that's why they got Steve Knight on board. Obviously, give it that flavour of Birmingham and what the city means, and to sort of bring that out in the stadium. So yeah, it's unique, isn't it? And it will be fascinating to see if there's another big stadium built in the future. Is it going to be another sort of soulless, functional stadium? This is, I keep saying this, the phrase I've used, it's going to be something else. And I think I've bored you with this, Mox, haven't I? I said 30 years down the line, this could be a blueprint, but I don't think anyone can actually copy it, because where is another football club going to go? Where can we get 150 acres of prime land, half a mile from a city centre, to build a new stadium and entertainment complexes and training ground from scratch? You can't. There's nowhere in Europe, to my knowledge, that you could do that.
No.
So this could set the stand 20, 30 years down the line. This could set standards that I don't think we probably recognise at the moment.
Do you think we're going to be here?
Doubt it. I don't know. We might be at one of them chimneys by that. I don't know.
So there's a thought. There's a thought. Look, Peaky Blinders would love it, says Engelman Bluenose, bless him. I think summing up, we went into it with a degree of I find, and we will touch upon this for the last 3 minutes.
Go on.
How on earth they managed to keep it quiet? In this day and age, somebody made a point afterwards, didn't they? The little when we're having a quick drink afterwards, that somebody said that you routinely see people breaking embargoes on kit design, don't you, and all the rest of it. And they had a focus group there. What did they do? Threaten them with Keith and the boys, did they? I mean,
We spoke to a few people who were actually brought in, towards the end and shown the designs. So they were shown three designs. And everybody he tried to sort of prod to get a bit of information, was not saying anything, even on
even side, weren't they? Yeah,
which is fair enough. And obviously, I think everyone had to sign NDAs, but the club bought into what these people were saying.
Yeah.
And it was a cross section of people. It wasn't just your normal fans or whatever, and there was also players and ex-professionals involved and what have you. But everything to do with the stadium. But like you said, it was incredible that not a shot was leaked anywhere. I think generally though, imagine if you were the person that leaked what this was like,
no.
your life wouldn't have been worth living. And I think you're having the conversation there at the same time. I think people were basically told that if this leaks, this threatens the whole stadium.
Yeah.
This threatens everything.
Yeah. So do you want that on your conscience?
Yeah.
The fact that you've ruined it for basically everyone.
Yeah. But fair play to everybody involved in it. It's they can look back and say they were actually part of this process.
Yeah.
They can.
It's a great thing to be able to say.
Massively, and there's a lot of good people I know, really good people who will have been part of these groups that the club have trusted and gone to get opinion.
Yeah.
And that's another good thing. What you do like about what's happening at the club now, that it's not we're doing this, it's our way or the highway. There is a communication aspect. There is good and bad in terms of feedback for everything that they're doing.
Yeah, I still think it's. I mean, I still think it's good that you've got Jeremy Dale there. Who's a Bluenose effectively, and he knows what he wants because he's one of us. Do you know what I mean? So
you could sense what it meant to Jeremy Dale, what it meant to Stephen Knight.
Yeah.
They're Blues fans of all their life.
Yeah,
and what it they know what we've been through and everything they've experienced it. So to be at the sharp end, projecting the club and taking it on this journey with, as Stephen Knight said, we spoke to him afterwards with the people who are just geniuses. They've got and this drive and ambition. It's great.
Yeah, it's
what a journey. It's and Jeremy Dale said as well. He said this is possibly, arguably, the most important day in the club's 150-year history.
Yeah,
and maybe the next 150 years.
Well, it could be. It could certainly be a watershed moment in the club's history, couldn't it? I think we've just about somehow managed to do an hour, and thank you for everybody. Just read out one from Ross Goldie, who's the last person to just send something in. I'm living in a new stadium today. News came out like Man U model, a Man City model, or Liverpool model type stadium. I would even be bored out of my brains. I'm happy old school. Chimneys, I'm so for it. So different. So look, it's been an absolute wonderful. I think it's been a wonderful day for us, Colin. It really, and for every Blues fan out there. I think we'll look back on it with an immense amount of pride in years to come. And hopefully it's the start of a brand new era for the football club and everybody associated with Birmingham City who's watched us through thin and thinner over the last God knows how long. Deserves it really. I'm just really happy that somebody's picked up the baton and run with it.
You're getting emotional.
I am, yeah, because
this is a lot. Nice. This
is a lot.
This is the real Neil Moxley. You're getting emotional.
There you go. Right, anyway, I'm going to stop this because it's time for a beer in a minute. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a momentous day, like Colin says. We want to thank Lou, the producer, for making it possible. Poor bloke, he's a Villa fan. He sat through us like glorying this for the last hour and a bit. Just like to say thanks to Cole, obviously to Davison's Law, and to our junior partners, AMG Logistics, Drain Tech and Beauty Spirits. And very shortly we will, as we've hit the 1,000 subscribers, we have, but doesn't mean to say you can stop. You've got to follow, like and subscribe us to us on Forever Blues. We just want to say a big thank you to everyone and keep right on and hopefully see you all on the other side.